Don't start a side hustle. Yes, you got me right. Ditching that side hustle of yours might just be the best decision you would ever make. Given the fact that side hustles are trending right now, I know how confused you might be, and please, goal-getters, before you think I've lost my mind, hear me out. Contrary to what all those side hustle channels are going to be telling you, believe me or not, side hustles can never make you rich. I'm quite aware of how shocking it might sound, but please endeavor to watch this video till the end, for you might just see things from a whole new perspective. And if you're new to this channel, my name is Elvin Chike, and on here we do basically everything that has to do with finance, business, entrepreneurship, basically everything that could bring money into your hands. So I am therefore inviting you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't, and to endeavor to go to our playlist in order for you to catch up with everything we've done on the channel already. So without wasting much of your time, let's get straight into the video. So let's start with the obvious. Nowadays, side hustles has been crowned as the golden ticket to financial freedom. And especially with the numerous content creators online who constantly preach this to people, I get why a lot of people will fall for that. But then, have you ever found yourself in a situation wherein you overwork yourself, you are constantly stressed up, and you are tackling too many things at the same time? Yes, that's the reality of the side hustle world that they won't really tell you until you get deep into it. And that's not all. With side hustles, what they will tell you is not exactly how it happens behind the scene. Because most times, at times, there are certain certificates you need to get that they won't tell you, or at times there are certain criteria that will make you eligible that they won't tell you, and at times there is even money involved that you need to spend to acquire this or that before being eligible that they aren't going to tell you. And as if that was not enough, there are certain side hustles that will take you very long before you make a penny, and they won't tell you. Everything you hear is how much you could make money instantly just from talking to someone online, just from texting with someone online, how you could sleep and make money, and many more. I remember this time when I decided to try a side hustle for real, alright? To begin with, I've got a 9-to-5 job that occupies me, and I am a mom, alright? Now, I had to juggle between my 9-to-5 job with this side hustle that was so promising, making me work a 9-to-5 and a 5-to-9 at the same time, and having to deal with my family and other things in between. So to cut it short, I noticed that life became a never-ending cycle of work, and I finally experienced a burnout without even making a quarter of the money I was promised I could make from that side hustle instantly. So I came to the conclusion that I was actually putting in more effort, but zero progress was taking place, and I literally had to quit, right? That's just one of the instances, because I actually tried some others, and by the time I had to join a community where a lot of people who were trying that were airing out their experiences, I got to understand that it was not worth my time at all. To me right now, time is the most valuable asset I've got. By then I didn't understand that, but now I know better, alright? Mark you goal-getter, your time is something you can never replace. A minute lost can never be recovered. So do well to use your time wisely. And if you are that ambitious entrepreneur, someone who wants to actually achieve real wealth, honestly, side hustles will take you nowhere. That's why on this channel, I would advise people to go for side hustles for a particular reason. Try side hustles that are promising or that you've really seen that to work, but do that for a short term, just to maybe help you raise some money to start up a tangible business somewhere. But don't just go full swim in side hustles and expect to amass wealth from side hustles, for it is never going to happen. Stay tuned if you are confused, and I am going to be telling you why it is never going to happen, and literally telling you also how you can actually achieve real wealth. It is a very simple thing to do that everyone who has actually become a millionaire out there has done same. Let's just take Warren Buffett as an example here. He didn't make all the millions he has by juggling with so many side hustles, right? He had to concentrate on one thing that he knew that he could excel, and actually concentrated and put in all his best to be what he is today. All he did was hone his skills and focus on investments. And the same goes with countless successful people. Just imagine trying to master playing piano and maybe juggling with learning how to speak Swahili, for instance, and maybe juggling at the same time with training yourself to maybe master a marathon or something. It sounds quite exhausting, right? That's exactly what managing a lot of side hustles could feel like. You need to understand, go-getters, that success is actually a process, all right? It isn't achieved overnight. You need to actually stay focused on one thing in order for you to achieve that success that you desire. For focus leads to mastery, and mastery leads to worth. That's why the best piece of advice I would give you here is that instead of having multiple mediocre projects, I would rather you have one exceptional venture. Have you ever heard of the phrase jack of all trade and master of none? There is a reason why that phrase does exist, because at the end of it all, if you do a lot of things, you can't really master something well and you can't really excel. If we even look at the financial trap I earlier mentioned to you, for a side hustle to be actually successful, you would need to actually invest some money in it, because that's something they don't tell you in those videos, right? So if you want to look at the initial investment you're going to be making and the time you are going to be wasting, it finally adds up to a lot. So why don't you do it this way? Instead of investing that money in a side hustle that will just permit you to earn peanuts and not really go anywhere, why don't you invest that same money on a tangible startup somewhere that could actually be a starting point for you to amass great wealth? And stay on, for in a bit I am going to be telling you that one little secret you need to know. So just spend your money wisely, all right? And if you look at it this other way, constantly jumping from one idea to another actually dilutes your energy, whether you like it or not. It's just like someone trying to boil water with multiple candles rather than just using one big flame, if you get what I mean. So for more context, let me just take this example of my own very colleague. If you don't know, I am a teacher and I am a bilingual teacher, right? So alongside the teaching, we actually decided to also embark on translation. So that is translating from English to French and vice versa. So there's this colleague of mine who decided to add, alongside translation, she decided to add blogging and dropshipping at the same time, making it 3 side hustles. Mark you, at the end of it, she ended up in debt and was stressed more than ever before. So from my own experience, I advised her to focus on one thing, which was translation, which she did. Just a year later, go-getters, she started doing very well and earned a lot of money that helped her not only get out of debt, but also save a decent amount of money that changed her whole story. So you can see that focusing on one thing actually enabled her to earn not only a 6-figure salary, but also achieve financial independence. So what's the real deal here? The real deal, if you want to make real money, go-getter, is not to work harder, all right? It's simply to work smart. And I always tell you all on this channel that there is this one thing that if you do, you are going to change everything effortlessly. Just try to detect a problem and solve it. Every successful person you know out there had to solve a problem and make that money you are seeing them make today. So if we take the case of Elon Musk, he identified the high reliance on fossil fuels and the impact of gasoline-powered vehicles, and he had to come up with a solution, which is obviously the Tesla Motors, right? Tesla Motors actually revolutionized the automotive industry by producing high-performance electric vehicles, which we are using today. If we look at Jack Ma, he succeeded in identifying the problems that small businesses face with having exposure or access to global markets. So he therefore founded the Alibaba groups that connected the buyers and the sellers globally. So always remember that it's not about how many things you can do at once, but it's all about that one thing that you could do perfectly. Don't let the hustle culture fool you, all right? Just focus on one thing, master it so well, and you are definitely going to grow rich. The truth is, when you focus and excel on one thing, you become capable of innovating in that one area, and you become so good at it that it just becomes part and parcel of you, and no one can do it better than you do. So feel free to let me know about your side hustle experience in the comment section below, and also let me know that one thing you've decided to focus on and what your experience was. Have you attained success yet in that? And if you haven't, please keep pushing, keep focusing and working hard to master that one skill of yours in order to be capable of solving a pending problem, and I can guarantee you that you are going to be making a lot of money. That said, I would love to thank our subscribers who've been joining the membership and helping this channel grow. below. So if you love what we do on here, you can join the membership as well and be part of the Goal Getter community. That said, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.